Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up at frenchiestamps.com in the US. Today it's a diagonal fold over. So you see it's diagonal and boom. Also it is an easel card because the way that I set it up that you can put it as an easel card. So let's get started. You're going to start with, and I'm using the ocean wave paper. The paper, it's while supplies last, while the stamp set and the dies from the wave of inspiration will carry over in the new catalog. I am using the designer series paper and also the blue foil. The designer series paper and the blue foil, that is while supplies last. And we're going to start with a regular size, like if you would do a card that measure 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to score that at 4.25. And then we're going to make, okay, so I think I want this the front of my card. So this will be the front of my card here. So you have to decide which one you want. And this is going to be the fold over, going to be the back. It's still all the same piece. See? It's just the way that the paper is. It's that marble colors. So I want this to be the front of my card. So the front that you want the fold at the bottom. And then on the right side, we're going to make a mark at, now is it, I want to measure twice, cut once, right? 2 or 2.5, that's 2.5. Okay, we're going to make a mark at 2.5. I strongly recommend to use a pencil when you make a mark. So again, this is the front. You have to remember, you know, which side. You have to pay attention the side that you want. The fold need to be at the bottom, and then on the right side you're going to make your mark at 2.5 inches. Going to put that here, and we're going to go at make a mark at 2.5. Now you're going to take the 2.5 mark with the point. You could do it the flip on the other side. I did a card before and the flip was on the other side. It's just that this one you have to pay more attention because using the wave stamp, it's big and you need big on this side. Now we're going to cut this diagonal. Boom. Voila. You can save that for another card. Now you get your diagonal. Instead of measuring the piece in the back, because if you shift it just a little bit, it can make a big difference. My best advice is fold your card, put your point there, and your opening at the bottom now. Now, you're going to go just that it's just below the crease line there. Make sure you don't use the cutting blade, that you use your score, and then you're going to score. Lift this up, and then you're going to fold down. I find this a lot easier than doing a second mark, okay? And I want to make sure that it's all tucked good. Voila, that's how simple. Now for your insert, you're going to do a piece of cardstock that measures 5.25 by 4. We're still going to mark it at the 2.5. So I want it, this need to be the long, this the short. I'm going to go at my 2.5. Oops. I was like, wait a minute. We're going to go at the 2.5, make my mark there. Okay, so you can make it that way, and then we're going to cut it like the other one. But as I mentioned, on this one, if you shift just a little bit, it can be tricky. So here's number 2 that I think that worked even maybe better. If you put your piece of 4 by 5.25, because we got a 1/4 inch different from the inside of the card, because I want to have a border around. You're going to put it all the way at the top, okay? And you're going to come here and mark it there, because then we're going to move it down. See, I was off a bit. So that's what I wanted to share with you. See, I'm off about maybe 1/8 of an inch. So that's why I prefer to make my insert from the card that I did. Just because it's easy on a diagonal to shift just a little bit. Now I'm going to put that here, the point, and this is the card that, the mark that I did from the card. And we're going to cut that diagonal. Now we're going to remove that. And then I'm going to remove this, and this should fit perfectly right here with the border. See, cannot be any straighter than that. If I would have went with my 2.5 mark, I was off just a little bit. And you're going to say, well, your card was smaller, but I still have to mark it like at the 2.5 for my, because, you know, I want a border. So this way, it's the easiest way to do it. So really, you only have to do this sheet, the top of the card, to do it. So this one go this way. Like I said, if you get a different image, you can always do it the other way. See, you can do it the point this way. Now, to stamp my wave. So the wave, it's the other one I embossed. This one I will not emboss. I'm just going to stamp with Night of Navy. I should have another piece of paper, because the stamp is bigger than my hand. Like I explained before, when your stamp is bigger than your hand, I like to leave my stamp on the table, bring the ink to the stamp. When the stamp is down, it's a lot easier to hold the stamp set than holding this big thing here. It's very kind of heavy and hard to grab. So this way I can take my ink pad, tap it along. I teach this also how to use it with the Stamparatus. But this one here, for a quick card, I don't think we need the Stamparatus. Now this is the front. We're going to put that, I like to keep that close so I can go about where the edge go. So then I can align this. Now you're going to take a paper, put it at the top, and press it. So that's how I like to stamp, with a stamp that is bigger than my palm of my hand. I find that a lot easier and more friendly on the grip of your hand. And voila. So now I get my wave. You're going to see it don't show much. It's still showing up. You could emboss it like I did with this one here. See, I emboss it. But this one, I'm going to use the foil. This is the lighter blue. So I already die cut that. That come in the bundle of the Wave of Inspiration. Now we're going to remove the backing. I cannot say it enough, using the adhesive sheet. And the reason why I say the adhesive sheet, because it's very detailed, those wave. So this way it's a lot easier. Now we're going to put that right here at the edge. Well, maybe let's keep this fold. It's a lot easier to align that because you don't really see the score line. So this way you can see the edge of the, et voila. So I'm going to be honest with you. I try it. So this print here where it's lighter, the blue would have been good. But on this dark piece, I think it's a lot better if we emboss it. Okay? So the choice is yours. Now let's finish the card. So I already, like I said, I stamp this already, so it go faster, and I color it with the blends. We're going to, oops, this is out. We're going to attach that to the inside of the card here. And it's a perfect straight line with our fold, because the way we did it. Now, I ripped just a little piece of cardstock, the crumb cake, sponge around, and I rip, you can see it's soft. And what I get, kind of the little wave there, I just used the Lighthouse stamp, the bottom of this, and I just used my, and stamp the bottom there. That's how I done that. So now, this here, The lighthouse, you think, okay, I'm just going to mount it there, right? Well, it looks straight, but see, when you open it up, it's a good chance it won't be straight. So my best advice is take this piece that I got, and this is for the easel part, okay? So if you don't want an easel part, you don't have to do this part. We're gonna put dimensional. You need something a little bit to lift your easel part, so it's gonna have something to tuck, you know, to hold on to. Well, I guess the dimensional fell in love with me, get tucked there. Now I'm gonna put my sand right here. Now I'm gonna bring this here and see, now it's gonna go right there. So that's too much. I want the straight there. Here we go. So now it's going to get stuck there. Voila. So now what I want to do is I like to put that on the grid paper, and then I'm going to mount that right here at the top. So keep that straight so I can go against my grid paper, and then I know that it is straight. So I'm going to add glue just in the center here. Oh, forgot an important part. I did another piece of lighthouse. And the reason why I did another piece of lighthouse, you see the back of it? When you color with blends, it's normal the color go through it. So let me add, and it's just partial I needed. I had scrap paper. I'm like, I don't need the whole thing because nobody see below there. So here we go. Oh. Gonna put that in the back there. Et voila. Now, I'm gonna take this, and again, I'm gonna put that on my grid paper straight, and then I go, you just see the point a little bit there, and then I'm gonna put that it's straight with my grid paper. Not enough. I rather come back and add more than having too much on the back, right? You don't want no glue there. Oh, I must have glue someplace. Here we go. So now, voila, it stands up perfectly fine. So it's kind of cool the way, you guys don't see it on the camera, but it's kind of like slanted there. It's kind of cool the way it sits on the desk, because it's like, you know, when you go at the ocean, a lot of time it go sideways there, so it's kind of cool. So voila, so when you open, you get plenty of place to write your message, close and close. That is it, my friend, for my diagonal fold over easel card. What a name, but really that's what it is. I will have all measurement, all supplies that I use on my blog. Right below you get the direct link. Thank you so much, and if you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe right below to my channel. Have a lovely day, my friend. Bye-bye for now.